Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your buddy Double D, and today we're going to be doing the first video of 3 in a series that I'm going to call PVE 101. And this is in hopes that I can share some information with you, some concepts that will get you ready for incursions when they drop on Tuesday. With that being said, what we're going to be looking at over the series of the next 3 videos are the 3 classes that are in any standard MMO or RPG, and that is going to be the tank, the healer, and the DPS. Now, I understand that this is not a standard tank, healer, DPS game, but we're going to take a look at some of the skills that you have at your disposal, some of the ways that you can use them and put them together to kind of fulfill those roles, because if you actually have a good group composition, it's going to make anything you do, challenging mode, hard mode, leveling, incursion, much easier. And so that's what I'm all about, bringing you guys tips and tricks to help you improve your gameplay. So let's jump right into it. Today we're going to be looking at our DPS setup, the skills and the talents that we're going to be using. So without further ado, let's jump into these skills. The first one that we're going to be using is Pulse. For those of you who don't know what it does, it shoots out a scan that highlights all the targets, and it has a mod called Tactical Scanner, which basically is going to increase critical hit chance and critical hit damage of anybody attacking a pulsed target, which is going to be huge not only for your DPS, but for the group's overall DPS as well. Moving right along, there are some other options that you could use. You could conceivably use Sticky Bomb, you could use a turret, Seeker Mine. These all fall into the category of DPS. However, for group synergy, I prefer to use Smart Cover, and the reason that I prefer to use Smart Cover is because Sticky Bomb, Turret, and Seeker Mine are only going to boost my personal DPS, whereas Smart Cover with the mod Recharger is going to not only increase my DPS, but my group's overall DPS as well. And that's what it's all about, playing in a group situation. So let's take a look at mod Recharger. Allies using Reinforced Cover slowly recover their health and get their skill cooldowns decreased. So it's going to also give you a damage resistance and a damage buff. So that's going to be huge for the group. Depending on what incursions look like and what kind of situations you find yourself in, Trapper might be a suitable replacement. It basically does the same thing, only instead of affecting you and your cover, it affects enemies behind cover, and it's going to decrease the damage that enemies behind cover do and increase the damage that they take. So if we find ourselves in situations where we're having to move around a lot and the enemies are hunkered down, this is probably the one that you want to go with, but we'll have to wait till Tuesday to see how that plays out. And then very obviously for the group DPS, we're going to be using Tactical Link, which is our DPS signature skill. Increased damage and critical hit chance to the user and all nearby allies. Now again, this is something that we're going to need to see what incursions are actually like. If we run into a situation where there's just a ton of incoming damage, we're going to swap this out to Survivor Link so that we can just chain signature skills on the group and get that, damage decrease, but we'll see how that goes on Tuesday. Let's go ahead and jump right into the talents. There are a few talents that are musts and then 1 or 2 that are interchangeable, so let's look at the musts first. Combat Medic description. Use a medkit near allies to heal group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. Now, the thing about this is it's a little deceptive in its description, but basically it's just a blanket 40% increase on your medkit heal. So you're going to heal for 40% more with your medkit. Critical save, use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 40% for 10 seconds. Save those medkits for those oh shit moments, don't spam them and try and stay alive. Wait until you get into that last segment of health and pop it. Depending on how much hit points you have, it's going to pretty much heal you for full and give you a damage resistance as well, so that's huge. And since this is a DPS class, we're going to have chain reaction, damage multiple hostiles with an explosion to apply 40% more damage from the blast. So your grenades, that's going to work really well with your grenades, and if you choose to run Sticky Bomb with the Blood for Blood attachment, it's going to increase the damage there. However, I don't recommend it. As I said, that's only going to be increasing your DPS, and it requires a very high skill power with itemized gear to really be effective against those higher level elites. Anyways, as far as weapons go and stat priority, you're going to want main focus on primary DPS, secondary focus on skill power, and then whatever health you can manage, that's what you're going to want to use. Weapons, you definitely want to be using a marksman rifle, and you're going to use a marksman rifle for most of the time, to be honest, because you do not want to be in the fray. You do not want to be close to anything that is going to hurt you, because as a DPS, you are acting as a glass cannon. Your job is to stay alive, do as much DPS as you can do, while simultaneously boosting the group's overall DPS. I don't have itemized gear. Obviously, if I did, my health would be a little lower. To be honest, my primary DPS would be a little lower, and my skill power would be a little higher. However, on Tuesday, you're no longer going to need Phoenix credits to reroll high-end items, so I haven't touched my recalibration station since they made that announcement. I hope you guys found this commentary and build guide informative and helpful. If you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up, and I will try and get the next two videos, the tank and the healer class, out probably tomorrow and Saturday. If I can't, it's because I'm out of town for work. I am taking my PlayStation, but I will be back on Monday. So at the latest, the last two videos will be up probably Saturday and Monday. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We hit 1,000 subs, and that is phenomenal. I can't wait to see how this channel grows. I will do a vlog update for the channel probably either later today or tomorrow. Ooh, that double upload. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Double D out.